Agatha Christie wrote 100 books, over 50 plays, and 120 short stories, which have been translated into 103 languages, with total global sales estimated at 2.3 billion. In Britain, 85% of people have been to see a Christie film, 38% have read one of her books, and 19% have been to one of her plays. This is an extract from the foreword to the ABC Murders. It is interesting for its style, for it is written by Arthur Hastings, Poirot's friend. It depicts Poirot as some kind of genius adhering to conventions within detective novels. Foreword by Captain Arthur Hastings, OBE. In this narrative of mine, I have departed from my usual practice of relating only those incidents and scenes at which I myself was present. Certain chapters, therefore, are written in the third person. I wish to assure my readers that I can vouch for the occurrences related in these chapters. If I have taken a certain poetic license in describing the thoughts and feelings of various persons, it is because I believe I have set them down with a reasonable amount of accuracy. I may add that they have been vetted by my friend Hercule Poirot himself. In conclusion, I will say that if I have described at too great length some of the secondary personal relationships which arose as a consequence of this strange series of crimes, it is because the human and personal element can never be ignored. Hercule Poirot once taught me in a very dramatic manner that romance can be a byproduct of crime. As to the solving of the ABC mystery, I can only say that in my opinion Poirot showed real genius in the way he tackled a problem entirely unlike any which had previously come his way. This second extract, also from the ABC Murders, gives an idea of Poirot's opinion of himself and is typical of the type of crime novel at the time, which portrays the crime as a puzzle to be solved. In truth, it has been very like that. Each time I say, this is the end, but no, something else arises, and I will admit it, my friend, the retirement I care for it not at all. If the little grey cells are not exercised, they grow the rust. I see. You exercise them in moderation. Precisely. I pick and choose. For Hercule Poirot nowadays, only the cream of crime. And has there been much cream about? Par mal, not long ago I had a narrow escape. A failure? No, Poirot looked shocked, but I, Hercule Poirot, was nearly exterminated. I whistled. An enterprising murderer. Not so much enterprising as careless, said Poirot. Precisely that, careless. But let us not talk of it. You know Hastings in many ways. I regard you as my mascot. Indeed, I said. In what ways? Poirot did not answer my question directly. He went on. As soon as I heard you were coming over, I said to myself, something will arise. As in former days, we will hunt together, we two. But if so, it must be no common affair. It must be something... He waved his hands excitedly. Something recherche, delicate, fin. He gave the last untranslatable word its full flavour. On my word, Poirot said, anyone would think you were ordering a dinner at the Ritz. Whereas one cannot command a crime to order. Well, very true, he sighed. But I believe in luck, in destiny, if you will. It is your destiny to stand beside me and prevent me from committing the unforgivable error. And what do you call the unforgivable error? Overlooking the obvious. I turned this over in my mind without quite seeing the point. Well, I said presently, smiling, has this supercrime turned up yet? Pas encore. At least, he paused. A frown of perplexity creased his forehead. His hands automatically straightened an object or two that I had inadvertently pushed awry. I am not sure, he said slowly. There was something so odd about his tone that I looked at him in surprise. The frown still lingered. Suddenly, with a brief decisive nod of his head, he crossed the room to a desk near the window. Its contents, I need hardly say, were all neatly docketed and pigeon-holed so that once he was able to lay his hands upon the paper he wanted. He came slowly across to me, an open letter in his hand. He read it through himself, then passed it to me. Tell me, mon ami, he said, what do you make of this? I took it from him with some interest. It was written on thickish white notepaper in printed characters. Mr. Hercule Poirot. You fancy yourself, don't you, at solving crimes that are too difficult for our poor thick-headed British police? Well, let us see, Mr. Clever Poirot, just how clever you can be. Perhaps you'll find this nut too hard to crack. Look out for Andover on the 21st of the month. Yours, etc., ABC. I glanced at the envelope. That also was printed. Postmark WC1, said Poirot as I turned my attention to the postmark. Well, what is your opinion? I shrugged my shoulders as I handed it back to him. Some madman or other, I suppose. And that is all you have to say? Well, doesn't it sound like a madman to you? Yes, my friend, it does. His tone was grave. I looked at him curiously. You take this very seriously, Poirot. A madman, mon ami, is to be taken seriously. A madman is a very dangerous thing.